Good day, everyone. My name is Stefani Garisis. I am a data analyst in Namibia. I'm just here to tell you guys a little bit about my journey to becoming a data analyst and also what it's like to be working in the field of data analytics or analytics as a whole. I'm going to take it all the way back to when I was like a young kid, not quite a toddler, but not quite a teenager. When my mother bought me a new computer, it was really cool. I explored it the whole day, like the software, played solitaire, did a little bit of paint. After I explored that, I got a little curious. So what actually is happening inside this big box? Because the computers used to be, the big box and the monitor and then the keyboard and the mouse. And that's what I had. So I took the box apart. I was like, okay, what does this one do? Oh, where does this one go? Oh, how does that work? So I was removing the DVD drive, CD drive, the hard drive, the RAM. It was just really fun exploring that, and I enjoyed it. But it was like probably 1 hour left until my mom had to get back from work or wherever she was. I just knew that if she came home and this brand new computer is in parts and pieces, I'm gonna get, some kind of punishment. I decided, no, I'm going to figure out how to put this thing together. So I just kind of reversed my steps that I took to take it apart. And I put all the pieces back in, and somehow it ended up working. Since then, I just had a deeper interest in computers and how things work and breaking them and fixing them. Primary school, the subjects that I took were just like anybody else's subjects, I think we had like 9 subjects or something, home economics being one of them. But I also did computer class, so it's like a keyboard class where they teach you how to type and the basics of a keyboard. And then I went to high school, where now you get to choose, right? So you get 7 subjects in total. 5 of them are compulsory, like everybody knows. It's your math, your English, your sciences, your geo, like that. And then you had 2 subjects that you get to choose. I was so ready to pick arts and whatever other fun stuff, and my mom was just like, my dear, accounting and computer studies. Man, was I sad that day, because I really wanted to do art. It was really good, the decision that my mom made, because I had that throughout from grade 8 to grade 12. I had accounting and computer studies. At the end, I had both of them on higher level, and I believe that really helped me when I finally reached university and decided to study computer science. So I did my bachelor's degree at the Namibia University of Science and Technology. I joined in 2015, and that year it was still called the Polytechnic of Namibia. And literally the next year, it changed to the Namibia University of Science and Technology. So I started my degree at Poly and graduated at NAS. I won't lie, first year was very boring for me, just because, like I said, I had computer studies from grade 8 to grade 12 and higher level as well. So a lot of the content we covered in the first year and a half was stuff that I already knew, I already did. I found it hard to remain interested. So what I decided to do to get my interest back, because I am interested in the field, is that I decided to volunteer for everything in the faculty. So the faculty is the Faculty of Computing and Informatics, and we have a lot of researchers, a lot of conferences and communities and clubs that we run and we host. And I was like, what's that about? What's that? So curiosity again, like when I was a kid, and it was really good to start networking within my field. And I think this is a very important note for anybody who's trying to get into that field, is you need to network. You must do the hackathons, you must do the competitions. Whether you suck at it or not, just you being there shows the industry that, oh, this person is trying and this person is interested. So I did a lot of that. I did a lot of hackathons. We won some, others we came in runner-up. Really a lot of teamwork that was involved. It was a really good, making and breaking experience, because I got a lot of my programming experience from that, and not so much from class. Like class will give you the theoretical, the conceptual, but actually getting into it will show you your strengths and your weaknesses, and also just how fun it can be to to work on real life problems. Part of the reason why I like computer science is that you can build things from scratch. And I focused on software development because to me that was a blank canvas where I could really just develop whatever idea I come with, whatever plan I had, I can make it real. And after the first 1.5 year in the degree course, which is computer science, you choose to specialize. So until that point, until that half of the second year, all informatics and computer science students are doing exactly the same coursework. So you don't have to make a decision on your specialty right at the beginning. You just have to, go with the flow, learn the basics, learn the foundations, and then use that to help guide you in terms of what to specialize in. My final year, this is where a lot of things changed for me. I got this internship at a place called FABLab, Namibia. This place basically opened up a whole new world of making for me. So there you had machinery, laser cutting machines, CNC routers, that's what you make furniture with, that's what you cut wood with. You had Lego Mindstorms and all kinds of cool things. And my job was basically to train the public on how to use these machines towards building a prototype for a business. So this is where my business interest started coming in. Due to that, I was exposed to a lot of exchange students. I was part of Codebus Namibia, which is an initiative where we went all around the country in different regions to introduce students between the ages of about 14 to 18 to computers. First of all, what is a computer? How does it look? How does it work? This is the screen, this is the box, this is the keyboard, that's the mouse, or just in terms of the laptop altogether, what it is. And then taking that and teaching the kids how to program in a language named Ruby on Rails. We particularly use an environment called Sonic Pi, and this is a live music programming software environment. So basically you can program a note like play note B or something like that, and then it actually plays that live. So the kids really found that interesting. They engaged with it a lot because music is a universal language, and they gravitated to that very fast. So to them, they weren't even focused on the programming part. They just wanted to make a sound that feels good, that they can dance to, that sounds familiar. And that was a really great experience. And because of my participation in that, I was invited to Helsinki, Finland, where they were hosting an event called SLUSH. So SLUSH is a conference for tech innovations startups. So if you have a technical startup where you're maybe doing fintech, which is financial technology, or anything that has to do with tech as part of your startup, that's where you're going to have a platform to network with other tech startups and find funding, like serious funding. If your idea is good, if your elevator pitch is good, if your concept is good and thought through, and if you know your numbers out of your head, right? Like if you really know your business well through and through, you have a great opportunity to basically get proper funding. First time I flew in my life and I went alone. So that was a very scary experience. I was in 2017. It's also very welcoming because the people that kind of invited me to Finland made sure that I did what I came to do. I networked with a whole bunch of people. I networked with some cool organizations. Yeah, but we did quite a few prototyping, brainstorming sessions just to make that program, what we did in Namibia, last a little bit longer. Because the Namibia program was part of a bigger continental drive. So Codebus started in the north of Africa and came all the way down to the south. So I was just part of the Namibia portion. And we wanted to make that a longer term project because so many people had such positive feedback. That experience kickstarted my traveling thing. And mind you, all of this is because of, computer science and programming. After that, I got an internship early 2018 to work for a private bank in Switzerland. And this was not your conventional career path for someone who studied software engineering. So I was a learning and leadership development trainee. I was developing the courses that teach the staff anything, whether it's a new regulation, whether it's a new policy or something interesting to be taught. I was building these programs. So that was really fun for me. At first, my hand was held quite a bit, okay, this is how you do it, this is what. But literally within a month, I was managing my own learning development projects. So basically, they gave me a lot of responsibilities and opened up my eyes to all the different things I can do with my technical and soft skills. So it doesn't mean that because you studied software engineering that you must be a software engineer. And that was really fun for me because I don't like to be confined. I don't like to really be told what to do. I'm a little bit rebellious. After that, I was like, okay, if I can do this with my skills, what else can I do with my skills? I want to see more. I want to see what else other people are doing with a similar skill set or whatever skill set they have, how they're transforming that into new careers. Because we are dealing with the future of work, where the jobs that you knew up until 5 years ago are not necessarily going to be the same jobs that are going to exist 10 years from now. Then I came back home from Switzerland, and I was lucky enough to be selected for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, which is the flagship program of the Young African Leaders Initiative. And this was a foundation started by President Barack Obama in 2014, just to basically help nurture African leaders to bring Africa to fruition, basically, to where we're supposed to be. It was quite an honor to be selected because I didn't meet the age requirement. So typically it starts from age 25 to 35 or so, and I was 21 at the time. So it was really an honor for me that they could see all the work that I've been doing and see that as already valuable and help me develop my skills further to bring my visions to life. I was placed in Austin, Texas in the US, and I was doing the business and entrepreneurship track. So it was basically a summer school of just business and entrepreneurship, going ham and meeting a bunch of entrepreneurs, meeting cool companies and seeing how people are doing things out there. And it was super fast-paced. And it was also in the context of software development and technology companies. So after that, I was pretty confused as to what to come and do next. I worked as a consultant in data analytics and software development. I was a business intelligence and software kind of developer, so a bit of a hybrid. In that time, I worked with a commercial bank, actually not a commercial bank, a regulatory bank here in Namibia. I helped them develop their data warehousing, and it was so cool to see a project management perspective of software development and how much I learned in that short span of time. When I did that, I did a bit of more of a traditional kind of role after doing a less traditional role, and I wanted to explore a little more still because I wasn't very satisfied. I decided to work with a French company named The Camp. They were doing an experiment on the future of work. So in the beginning of 2019, second quarter of 2019, I moved to the south of France in Aix-en-Provence, where I was grouped with a bunch of people from different cultural, different educational, and different professional backgrounds. We were given a place to live in a forest where we live there, we eat there, we work there, and we have full access to everything we need all the time. So whenever you're inspired, you can work. Whenever you need something, all you do is ask for it and it's brought for you, right? So there I worked on a fast fashion app where you're able to responsibly shop for fashion brands. So you can look up a fashion brand on our platform, and it'll tell you how environmentally responsible this brand is actually. It looks at the labor, how does it treat its employees, it looks at the environmental impact of its wastage, it looks at how much waste reduction practices and processes are involved in these people's production process. So yeah, that was a really good experience, and our prototype was actually selected to be a startup in the La French Tech Startup Incubator after that. But after that, I was just like, okay, this is really fun, and it opened my mind wide, but it's not what I want to focus on. I have different problems at home that I feel like are more relevant to my people. So I decided to come home again. Since then, I've worked in more traditional settings. I was working in auditing, consulting, where I joined PwC as a data analyst, and this was a whole new world because it's very financial, very strict, because it's auditing, lots of documentation, lots of processes, very clear steps, but it's also the best environment to learn in, because it's kind of set out, and you really just have to repeat the process over and over again until the skills become your muscle memory and become your guidance system. So from PwC, I went to Deloitte, also as a data analyst, and here I worked on more project management type works, where I was creating prototypes in terms of what data analytics can do for local companies, and based on what's important to them, how they can make money, how they can clean up their processes and save costs. And that experience was also mind-blowing, and I started growing at a really fast rate, just because I realized data is my passion, even though I'm a software engineer by training. So after that, I got into the role that I am in right now, which is the data analyst at FNB Namibia, or the First Rand Namibia. And here I serve multiple companies, not just one company. And I basically manage all of my own projects, and I start them from beginning to end. The reason I like this job is because I get to discuss with the stakeholders, what is the problem, what is it you believe you need, what do you have already, why is it working, what's working and what's not working. And then we develop a solution that meets their requirements of what they want, and then also brings them forward in terms of having a better way to gain data insights and make informed decisions, data-driven decisions. So I've been doing that for a few months now, and it's been amazing. My team is awesome. It's very diverse. I didn't expect to have so many females in my team, since when I was in class in my specialization, we probably had 6 females out of a class of 20 plus students. So I didn't expect to have so many females in such a technical team, but there really are. So I would say my experience working in a technical role in a very commercial setting is that you're not disadvantaged because of your gender. You're not disadvantaged because of your age. If anything, I think it is your superpower. You are young and you are able to learn very fast and adapt really quickly. So if you just take out these limitations of, oh no, it might be hard, oh no, maybe because I'm female, maybe because I'm what, if you remove all of those things from your mind, you're going to progress much faster, and people are going to give you opportunities to grow and prove yourself. So I would say take all those opportunities by the horns. You can start a degree in computer science with literally just math and English. You don't need to worry about actually having done computer science before you do computer science. It's pretty straightforward when you get the basic concepts down and you practice, and you challenge yourself, especially with things that you're interested in, because that's going to drive you to dig deeper than you need to for school. I'd say my experience at FNB has been a very balanced one, a very challenging one, but a challenge that I've accepted every single day. My team values integrity and completeness of work and the usefulness of work over everything. We communicate very fairly, very kindly to each other and our stakeholders, and I wouldn't be prouder to be part of any other team. So yeah, that's it from my side, guys. It's been really cool sharing my story with you, and I'd love to hear some of your stories as well. Thank you for your time.